No, I see Christie's point. I still think we need to keep it all in there, like I said, not a slush fund, but until we evaluate it, we keep a placeholder with this money, because we don't know how we're gonna do it. But yes, there might be people that are priced out, or there might be people that should get a merit, but they're priced out, and we do bonuses, or I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we still have to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the study would be beneficial, and I would be for having the money in the budget right now for as a holder, because we wanna move forward with it. We don't wanna do all this study, do this planning, and then not have the money.
See, that's the exact wrong reason to have the money in there. Is this what we're trying to do here is set a limit, and to have that slush fund in there.
It's not a slush fund.
It is,
Maybe
because
we don't spend it.
But the whole purpose of the budget is to establish a maximum amount, and if it's gonna take 6 months to get the study done, then that's 2016's budget, if you ask me. And you might find in the meantime that.
But it also removes the opportunity for that mistake of that, and it suggests to us that the best way to implement a plan like this is actually a merit bonus system that could be implemented before the end of the 2014 budget. What I'm concerned, when I think about this, back to our conversations, I put this in place last year, we had a couple main concerns. We were scared of our turnover. So what can we do to reduce our turnover? By reduce, I mean reduce. We're already a little bit longer.
Reverse,
reduce. So I'm really worried about how this is going to go back. If we pull this out of the budget and say, you know what, I know we did some things last year, we're not sure it worked, and we didn't think it all the way through, and now we got to jump back. We're going to pull it out. You're no longer going to be eligible for that this year. We're going to pull it all the way from you. So if you pull that money all the way out of the budget, that's absolutely, you can sit here and say that's not the message. That's absolutely the way. I can assure you that it will be interpreted by a majority of the workforce.
Well, let me have a counterpoint here. What percent we're gonna get bonuses? 20?
100% on COLA, if you pull that off.
If you put COLA
I
in,
thought-
that applies across the entire organization.
You were talking only about COLA? I thought you were talking about merit.
I was gonna say,
Everything,
COLA all
all
over.
pay and comp.
I do think it all needs to be reworked and figure out exactly where we are before we go any further.
But you
But I
can't
can tell you,
rework
the 80% that don't get the bonus are gonna be the people that are relieved to hear that 20% got bonuses they didn't get.
All
right, so here's my-
Well, I'm just saying, that's.
Well, here's
Everyone
my,
say, I'm not gonna work towards it this year.
Everybody
If you wanna go
wants.
down that.
But Larry,
everybody thinks they deserve a
here's
bonus.
my question.
There's not anybody in this room that says, I didn't work hard and I didn't deserve a bonus.
Larry, here's my question for you, okay? There's, obviously, price inflation is taking place. You go out there, you can see it, all right? Fuel, food, doesn't matter what it's coming from. And the CPI is a joke, okay? The 1.5% is ridiculous. But you're telling individuals, if you take all compensation off the table, you take the $150,000 in COLA out, which some people may need a COLA adjustment. Most
Everybody
people are going to need a
needs
COLA
COLA
adjustment, okay?
I need one. I got 4% and 8% increases on wastewater.
Well,
so.
You're absolutely right, and that's not, you're correct. But I mean, you know, we need to have some sort of a way to adjust pay within the inflationary curve, but also to do market adjustment.
But if we've got.
If we take that money completely out, we have no means to be able to do spot market adjustments for individuals that are way out of whack. Until 2016. I mean, are we going to wait till 2016 to make those adjustments?
You said it that yourself. We're setting the maximum. So if you pull that out, that's your maximum. You're set. You're locked. You're done.
But Christy made a point last time about, you know, if you want to fund a bonus, it comes out of your department, right?
Yeah, I said that's one way you look at the future.
And maybe that's what we do. We set the
budget, you say you're gonna self-fund it.
Yeah, so we set the budget limit without that money, and if it's important to a department head and he or she thinks that they need it,
That would be horrible. Yeah. That would literally be the Parks and Rec guy, Jeff being able to budget that money or not, and then all of a sudden, the wastewater guy, hey, I was able to, I'm gonna go to wastewater. We want to talk about change, that's an absolutely horrible decision.
There are some
I won't even
departments
sugarcoat
that don't
that.
have
That's a
anything to take
horrible,
out.
Horrible thought.
Yeah.
well, it was Christy's thought.
Actually, when I said that, it's
Self-fund.
at the total budget
Self-fund.
level.
Right.
There's a lot of companies that say, you're going to give you're gonna give merit,
Yep.
however, you are gonna self-fund it.
This is
Fund
the
it,
weighted
period.
allocation by department that we talked about before.
Exactly.
This is the way I
When
wanted to
it's
see it
not,
last year, but it wasn't
You
done
can
that
do
way.
it, you
Oh,
can't. It's the directive across the organization on millions and millions of dollars of budget.
Okay. You know, I'm just wondering if we can agree on a budget figure for salary increases.
I agree.
I agree.
It needs to be.
Larry?
Hey, what amount are we talking about and what is it
It
for?
was, I believe everybody understands that it's $230,000.
I don't agree to that. So,
Okay.
150, that's cool.
You know what?
Well,
I-
150 of it is COLA or
100%
market
of people
adjustment.
believe they deserve a COLA adjustment or increase, but again, most people just coming out of this recession are probably still not getting that increase. And again, these are the best paid, best benefit jobs in the city. There are teachers that aren't getting raises, you know, for just as many years. There's all types of people that aren't getting raises. And and we're all trying to, you know, be good stewards of the money and say that we have all these unfunded projects that we could be working on, and $230,000 goes a long way. I think one extra year of fiscal, you know, conservatism goes a long way, and then you can always look at it next year. But right now, things still aren't that rosy. I mean,
Duly noted. Other questions for Laura regarding this evening's presentation? Or can anybody remember?
Yeah, I've got several.
Okay. Steve?
Yeah, Laura.
Oh, hold on. Cheryl, is there something you'd like to add?
I just want clarity on what the
I think
230 and.
230.
Okay,
and
Pay and comp.
we're paying comp study.
okay, and that 230 is not to be distributed for COLA, it's to sit there until the study is completed to determine what we're going to do.
Correct.
Okay.
$30,000 for possible salary adjustment.
Okay,
For salary adjustments, COLA,
Yep.
or merit.
okay,
So
we can do it.
that's where we're at. All right. Steve, you said you had several questions.
Yes, I do. First of all, I see that, now, water, wastewater, electric, you were talking about the fact that the operating expenses are a better indicator as to the percentage of budget that has been expended. So we got 32, 33, and 40 respectively on those three operating expense numbers. Seems to me that revenues are trending significantly higher than projections. Am I correct in that, about 15% higher?
No, only the general fund.
The general fund revenues, okay.
Right.
What about?
But the others, that was,
I know, I saw the.
it didn't involve summer usage, actually, so at 50% of the year, nobody was at 50% of budget. Wastewater was.
For
40
revenues?
For utility revenues.
Well, that's because we want only to.
Right, you're only through May usage.
Yeah.
So, you're asking me about general fund specifically?
I'm talking about in most of our funds, but particularly the general fund, which is, you know, that's the one I'm looking at more. And that's-
Right, so you're saying it's significantly higher?
And that's due to
And?
enhanced valuations, assessed valuations.
Part of it was the
property-
assessed valuation increase.
and Property tax.
As it shows, it's the county, your share of the county sales tax, et cetera, et
Yep.
cetera, et cetera, yes?
Yes. And then, from what I'm seeing, our expenses are actually trending lower than projected.
At the moment, but they don't come in equally all throughout the year.
Yes.
And capital projects may or may not have happened.
Okay.
You've got things out there that you're still doing that maybe haven't been billed, haven't happened, it's
Yeah.
only technically June as far as, July's not over.
We projected that our end of year 2014 fund balance as a percentage of revenue is going to be approximately 38%. That was originally
Right,
what
it's
we had
higher.
talked about for the 2014 budget.
Right, and it came in more,
And it's
Came
going
in
to come
hotter.
in,
yes.
it's going to come into, what's the exact percentage, at least.
Looking like 42, isn't it?
42, so, yeah,
But they've already made I think, adjustments for that.
We've taken all this into consideration for your 2014 reset and your 2015. But right now, 2014 estimate is to come in at 42% in 2015. If you did everything that we've talked about all the way through.
Yep.
And actually, this was before we took out some of those
yep,
recommendations,
sure,
you were at 29%.
okay. So that's
At
projected
the end of
for
15,
2015.
projected.
And originally, when we did the budget projections for 2015 last
Couple
year,
years ago,
it was
sure.
gonna be 23%.
Right,
if
so
I'm
you're,
not mistaken.
so we've taken these increases that you're talking about
Yes.
into consideration